Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really diving into the future of real estate, not just like the normal market ups and downs, but how AI, artificial intelligence, is changing things up. We're going way deeper than the usual headlines. And to help us out, we've got insights from Chandra Mast. She's a certified general appraiser, works in Pennsylvania and Maryland.
What I find fascinating about Chandra's work, is that she brings together this deep understanding of AI with her real estate valuation expertise. She gets how this tech can empower people, not like replace them.
Okay, so let's break that down because AI can seem kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
Especially in real estate. People imagine robots showing houses or something.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, what actually is the difference between like AI versus IA?
That's a really important distinction to make. When we say AI, artificial intelligence, picture systems that are learning, doing tasks that usually need us humans to think. Like
Yeah.
those chess computers that can beat grandmasters. But then there's IA, intelligence augmentation. This is about humans getting better tools to do what we already do.
So instead of a robot realtor, it's more like giving the human agents superpowers to understand the market even better.
Exactly. AI might crunch tons of data super fast, but IA is how we use that to make human decisions, build relationships with clients, negotiate deals, that human touch. AI can't quite do that yet, at least not the way we do.
Which is reassuring to hear, especially in real estate. It's so people-focused. Now, we can't talk future without the economic stuff that's already happening, right? We've got the boomer generation aging, AI itself on the rise, and the global economy feels like it gets rewired every other week.
It's true. And those are all connected. Let's start with the boomers. They've been the big force in real estate for so long. But as they retire, we're seeing the labor shortages in tons of industries, and real estate's no different.
Plus, the kind of housing boomers need changes, right?
Mm.
Downsizing, making homes accessible, maybe even having healthcare tech built in.
Yeah.
It's not just houses, it's assisted living, medical places. Huge ripple effect on what real estate is in demand.
Mhm. And this is where those AI tools, they become so valuable. Imagine being able to really analyze the way demographics are shifting and then predict which areas they'll want that senior-friendly housing or what renovations will be like the thing in a few years.
It's like having a market crystal ball,
Yeah,
which leads us right into the rise of AI itself. Feels kind of inevitable, but also, I don't know, makes you a little nervous.
totally understandable. But this goes back to what Chandra was saying. It's how we use it, right?
Yeah.
She sees it as a way to give real estate pros more power, not take it away. Imagine using AI to predict the market trends, streamline how you do property valuations, even make those super targeted ad campaigns.
So instead of an agent being stuck doing data entry all day, they can focus on building those client relationships, giving expert
Yeah.
advice, the stuff that's really human.
Exactly. And this ties into the global economy, too. Trade wars, you've got climate change, and there's e-commerce blowing up. AI can help us make sense of it, especially as it hits real estate.
Give me an example. How does that actually work in the real world?
Okay, so picture this, a developer using AI to get ahead of those supply chain problems, the ones that jack up building costs. Or a real estate investor, they're using AI to find the best spot for warehouses as everyone's buying online even more. It's taking those global trends, applying them locally. Super powerful stuff. And that's really where someone like Chandra Mast comes in. She gets those big global forces and Dee uses AI to bring it all down to earth locally for her clients.
Okay, so let's get into Chandra and her work a bit more. We're both kind of interested in her background. It's not every day you find a real estate appraiser who also knows about, like, equine studies.
Right. You don't see that combo too often. It tells you she's got that curious mind,
Yeah.
willing to connect things that seem totally different at first. And I think that makes her whole real estate approach unique, honestly. She sees the bigger picture, how it's all connected, in a way most people miss.
And one of the big things she talks about is this econometrics. I'll admit that word sounded kind of intimidating to me at first.
It's a mouthful, yeah.
So break it down for us. What is econometrics and why should anyone listening care about it?
Basically, econometrics is using data to make smarter decisions, but specifically in economics and finance, which obviously includes real estate, right? It's like taking all those numbers, those stats we hear about housing prices, interest rates, jobs, and turning it into something you can actually use EE.
So instead of just saying the market's hot, econometrics helps you understand why it's hot, where it's going, what's making it change.
Exactly. And that's huge, whether you're buying your first place or you're investing, or even just trying to wrap your head around how the economy's working where you live.
I can see how that'd be so powerful, especially with real estate being so complex, always changing. It's like having that extra layer of, I don't know, X-ray vision into what's really going on.
Yeah, and that's what Chandra does so well. She's got that deep econometrics knowledge, her real estate background, and she can use those AI tools. It's about having all resources, then knowing how to use them to make the absolute best decisions.
This goes back to what you were saying earlier about AI being the tool that helps humans, not replacing us. Sounds like Chandra's a perfect example of that in action.
100%. She's not letting AI decide for her. It's more like it sharpens her own skills. And that lets her give her clients the info they need to make good choices for their own situation.
And a big part of that, it sounds like, is her ability to take these really complex ideas, like the global economy stuff, the data-driven insights, and make it something her clients can actually understand and use.
Exactly. She's that bridge between the techie side and the human side, which is key in real estate. Because at the end of the day, it's people's lives, their dreams, their money, all tied up in this stuff.
It's not just numbers on a screen, it's the stories behind the numbers.
Right.
And then using that to help people reach their goals, which, when you put it that way, is kind of amazing to be able to do.
Oh, for sure. It shows how important it is to have both, the expertise and the empathy, something we could all probably use a bit more of, no matter what our work is.
It's true. That human touch makes a big difference, especially with something as personal as, like, buying a house or, figuring out your next investment.
It's not like buying a gallon of milk, that's for sure.
Exactly. So for everyone listening, even if we're not, like, real estate pros, what can we learn from what Chandra's doing?
I think the big takeaway here is AI isn't some far-off thing anymore. It's happening NW. It's changing our lives. We got to be smart about it, learn how to use it, not just kind of watch it happen.
Be proactive, right?
Right.
Like, if I was in Chandra's shoes, how could I use AI tools for real estate stuff in my own life? Finding the right neighborhood, or like understanding how those global trends we talked about, how they hit my local market.
There you go. And it's not about becoming some kind of data scientist overnight,
Hmm.
but just getting a basic grip on how AI is being used in the stuff that matters to US?
Like adding a new tool to your kit.
Exactly. And any tool, it can be used in tons of ways. The key is knowing how to use it.
It's exciting. And a little bit, oh, got to keep up all at the same time.
Yeah, totally. But as AI keeps changing the world, it's not about replacing us, it's about making us better at what we do. And that's a future worth getting excited about.
Couldn't agree more. Well, if this deep dive has made you curious about Chandra Mast and the work she's doing, you can find her at Red Rose Appraisals. We'll make sure there's a link in the show notes.
Definitely check it out. Tons of great insights on AI, econometrics, and obviously all about real estate.
Awesome. Well, on that note, time to surface from this deep dive. Hope you've come away with some new knowledge, some fresh ways of looking at things, and hey, maybe even a little inspired to ride this AI wave instead of getting swept away by it.
Hear, hear. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those good questions, and keep diving deep.